again, Sue here from Sue's Dog Brought My Kitchen with the next instalment of the Christmas pudding making. So we've left our Christmas pudding overnight just in the kitchen covered up with a tea towel, and today all we're going to do is put the Christmas pudding mixture into the basins and put it in the water. So the length of time it takes to cook is between 6 and 8 hours apparently. I think it won't take 6 to 8 hours for these smaller basins. I reckon it'll be quicker than that. And we'll just see how long it takes, because I don't think it's going to take 6 to 8 hours. What I've done is, because I've got 2 saucepans on the boil here, and the big one's going to have to go in the saucepan by itself, and so is the small one, because the trouble is with basins, they spread out like that. So to find a saucepan that's sort of wide enough to fit 2 of these basins in, I was trying to find. I have massive saucepans, but they're all like not very wide. They're tall, but they're not, and I can't fit these 2 basins in at the same time. So what I'm going to do is, seeing how much mixture we have, because I don't know how much we need yet, because you don't fill them right up to the top, you fill them to a sort of, you leave about this much gap, about 1 inch, because it will swell up a little bit. It doesn't swell up like a cake, but it still will swell up. So you still need to leave a bit of room for that to happen. So we're going to see how much of this mixture fits into these 3 basins. And then I have these 2 little weenie basins on standby, just in case. I'm going to use one of these instead. So what we're going to do first is just put the mixture in the basins. So that's what we're going to do. So I'll just pop that in there. I've got a bigger spoon to spoon it out with. So I'm just literally going to spoon it into these basins first. And on her recipe, she doesn't push it down, but you could push it down so you get sort of like a more dense Christmas pudding that's easier to slice, or you could leave it loose so that you just spoon it off and you don't slice it. Well, I'm going to push it down so it's sort of quite stiff. So I'm going to push it right down into the basin, because I want the Christmas pudding to come out whole when I turn it upside down, so you can see what it looks like once it's cold. So what I'm going to do is hopefully cook one of these. Well, this big one is the one I want to have. Well, I don't know which one I'm having for Christmas actually, but well, probably going to use this smaller one for Christmas and keep the bigger one. So if you look what I've just done, so I've squidged it down into this big basin like so. So there's a gap round the top. Then it says to get some greaseproof paper. So I've already cut a sort of rough circle by just putting it round the, tipping it upside down and drawing around it. And then you put that on the actual top of the Christmas pudding, like so. Okay? And then on top of that, you're going to put some tin foil. So I've got this piece of tin foil, and I've just, I haven't cut it, I've just turned in the odd bit. So I'm just going to place it on the top, and then you just push it over the side. And that's it really, that's it. You could tie a piece of string round it if you want to keep it in place. But when I've done Christmas puddings in the past, years ago, I never did that. So there you are. But if you want to, you can tie some string round the top. So that's one Christmas pudding already done. So now we're going to do one of these basins. Now we've still got quite a lot of mixture here. So we're going to put another lot in one of these basins and squidge it down like the other one, because we want it nice and firm. So we're going to squidge it down so it's nice and firm. So keep squidging it. And that's it. And I'll put a little bit more on that one, actually. There we are. Put a little bit more on that one. A bit more squidging. So it's nice and squidged. A bit more. Right, I think that's enough this time. Make sure it's all sort of like even. So I've done that one now, and as you can see, there you are. Same sort of like thing with a gap, just in case it does swell a little bit, because it will once the suet melts and stuff like that. It will swell up a bit. So the same procedure with the next bit of paper, and then get your foil, which I've already got here, and put it over the top the same. That's it. So really you're supposed to make these at least 6 weeks in advance, but I'm making mine a week in advance. But we're only going to be eating one of these Christmas puddings. The other one will be saved. Well, the other two, because I've got 3 altogether. So the other 2 will be saved. So they will be allowed to get more mature, if you know what I mean. I think I've just got enough to go in this one. Hopefully it's not too shallow, or I might have to transfer it into one of them little ones. Let's see. No, I think we're going to have to keep it in this one, because I think there's not going to be, I think there's just going to be a little bit too much if we put it in one of them small basins. So that's it really. So it is the right ratio of ingredients where it says how much the amount is. It is actually that. So on this one it's going to have a big gap, but it shouldn't really matter. Let's just make sure it's squidged down, because we want it to come out like whole. We don't want it to come out in bits. Right, so there's a bigger gap around that one, but it won't matter. That one won't take as long to cook, so I might actually cook this little one here, and then them ones will take a lot longer, especially that one. But it says it's supposed to take between 6 and 8 hours. I'm hoping it isn't going to take that long. So I don't know, I need to read how you test it to see when it's cooked. I can't remember, to tell you the truth. It's a long time since we made a Christmas pudding. Right, so that's basically the 3 Christmas puddings done. Right, so the next thing to do is just put it in the water really. Right, I need to turn it down a little bit. So I've got some boiling water here. So I'm just going to place them in gently, really. So I'm going to pick up this big one. I'll put it in this saucepan. And you might want to cover it up with a lid, because otherwise your kitchen's going to be full of steam. And then I'm going to do the one that wasn't quite filled up to the top in this one. That's it. Okay, that's it. And then I'll leave that one there for another day. And I can cook that one after these 2 are cooked, and then we'll cook that one separately. But I don't want like 3 loads of gas going off. But it's a shame I couldn't put 2 in one pot, but never mind, that's the way it's got to be. I couldn't do it, it wouldn't happen. So I've got both my Christmas puddings on the cooker now, and I just need to read a bit of instructions. Right, so it says steam each pudding for 6 to 8 hours. Obviously we don't need to steam that one for that long. I don't think it's going to take 6 to 8 hours. Depending upon the size, you see. Take off the damp covers at once. Cool the pudding, then put on dry covers. Hold on a minute. So never fill the basins too full, it says. If you press the mixture down firmly, you can cut neater slices of the cooked pudding. It says here, Christmas pudding does not rise in the same way as a light sponge pudding. But it swells in cooking, so it still swells up. So you have to be careful be aware of that. So don't overfill the basin, leave a gap like I did. And then take off the damp covers once it's cooked. Cool the puddings, then put on dry covers. So basically take off the foil and the greaseproof paper, then put another new piece of greaseproof paper and another piece of foil on top so it's nice and dry. And then you're going to store in a cool, dry place. So I'll just leave it out. I'll just put them on the side and they'll just be out in the kitchen. That'll be fine. And then on Christmas morning, steam for another 2 to 3 hours. Christ! Another 2 to 3 hours after 8 hours? Whoa! Serve with brandy butter. And we'll make another video for the brandy butter, I think, because it says brandy butter is on the next page. So I feel like we need to make another video for that. So I will do that. So I'll make another video for the brandy butter over here. Right. So I think that's it. The brandy butter on the next page. So I think roughly when they're done, it's like a steamed pudding, and they sort of swell. You'll see it sort of swell up, and then if they have to be firm to the touch is when it's done, basically. And then you reheat them on Christmas Day for another 2 to 3 hours, but I won't be heating them for that long. I've done Christmas pudding in the past, and I've never had to cook them for as amount of times that they say to cook them. So we'll see how it goes. It's now 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably turn them off and then cook them again tomorrow for another bit, because I'm not staying up till midnight cooking Christmas pudding. So I will show you the finished product tomorrow. Yeah, I'll make another little video. Anyway, so the Christmas puddings are now cooking on the cooker. So I must make sure I turn this one down a bit. It seems to be boiling. And I'm going to cover up the pans with So I'm going to put a couple of lids on these pans, just cover them up, because otherwise the whole kitchen will be full of steam, and that won't be very nice unless I plan on standing out here and have a facial sauna, but I don't fancy doing that today. Anyway, so I will be making a brandy butter video to go with the Christmas pudding, okay? But that'll be a separate video, because I like to make separate videos for you in case there's only one specific bit that you want to know about. So that's the Christmas pudding video finished for this section. So I'll show you the finished product, and I'll see you again soon. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give me a like and ring that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. And I really do appreciate you watching, and I hope I can give you some kind of knowledge, and you may learn something from me. If not, I hope I just entertained you. So that's it for now, and I'll see you again tomorrow or whenever the next video, because obviously it's not going to follow suit, is it really? Anyway, so thank you for watching. Bye for now. Bye. And waffle, waffle, waffle. Waffle, waffle, waffle.